I rise today to ask that we adjourn in the memory of a trailblazing educator and civil rights activist, Armando Rodriguez. Armando Rodriguez was born on September 30th, 1921 in Gomez Palacio, Mexico. When he was 6 years old, he was brought to San Diego by his parents, not knowing a word of English. After being forced back to Mexico as a result of Depression-era deportations, his family returned to San Diego and settled in the community of Logan Heights. In school, many of his teachers wrote him off as rowdy and a slow learner. Despite this, Mr. Rodriguez became the first in his family to graduate from high school. When the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, he enlisted in the United States Army, and he served during World War II as a cryptographer, decoding classified materials, and became a United States citizen during the war. After his service to the nation, he enrolled in San Diego State College, what is now known today as San Diego State University, where he earned a BA and an MA in education and received his teaching credential. Mr. Rodriguez then began teaching at Memorial Junior High School, and he worked to impress upon his students the importance of staying in school. In 1957, he became the first Latino school administrator within the San Diego Unified School District when he assumed the role of vice principal at Gompers Junior High School. From there, Mr. Rodriguez was appointed chief of the Bureau of Intergroup Relations for our own California Department of Education. A lifelong Democrat, Mr. Rodriguez was active in running the Viva Kennedy campaign and was closely involved with the San Diego Democratic Party. In 1962, he became the first Mexican-American to run for the California State Assembly from San Diego. His passion for politics and education intersected when he was appointed by President Lyndon Johnson to head the Office of Spanish-Speaking American Affairs, where he pushed for bilingual education. Mr. Rodriguez would go on to serve 3 additional United States presidents. Under President Nixon, he served as the Assistant Commissioner of Education, and under President Carter, he was appointed to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and he continued to serve in that role under President Reagan. In 1973, he became the first Latino president of East Los Angeles College. Last week, on February 17th, Mr. Rodriguez passed away in his home in San Diego. He was 97 years old. He is survived by his wife of 70 years, Patrice, his children, Christy and Rod, 4 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. In Mr. Rodriguez's autobiography, entitled From the Barrio to Washington, An Educator's Journey, he said, "The history of my life is one of always striving to make it up the ladder, one more step. I always hoped to help others, especially other Latinos, do the same. If I was successful in this, it was because many people, quite unlike me, helped." I respectfully ask that we adjourn today in the memory of Armando Rodriguez. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.